Okay, I am Jack Dame, and this is my client today, Mitchell Dame, my brother. So today we're going to be working on the muscles of the rotator cuff, specifically the infraspinatus and the teres minor. So these muscles are located on the back of your shoulder, mainly to stabilize, kind of an overlooked muscle. So when you're doing a lot of things like bench press in your back, you're not really focusing on those kind of muscles, so it's really important to warm them up beforehand so you don't strain anything. A lot of people have those hunched over backs. That could put a lot of strain on your rotator cuff muscles just because they're constantly stretched in that position. So working these, get more blood flow in them, so when you're doing those main compound exercises, they'll be worked more, better, and it's better in that case. So just like a lot of exercises, like the body weight squat, it could be a warm-up, it also could be a compound exercise depending on weight. So for us today, all we're going to be doing is focusing on external rotation. So that's, again, working on the muscles of the infraspinatus. So it's more lateral rotation for all these rotator cuff muscles, teres minor and infraspinatus. So that's what we're going to be doing today. First, starting with the dumbbell exercise. So I'm going to have Mitchell demonstrate. So you're going to start in a flexed bicep position, about 90 degrees. You're going to keep your elbow to the side of you, and all you're going to be doing is externally rotating outward as far as possible while keeping good posture and back in. So I'm going to just have him do a few repetitions on this one. So this one's really just going to be working those muscles in the back as he flexes all the way out. It's important to keep the muscle, as you see he has here, muscle flexed on the side, or the elbow to the side. That way he's not working any unwanted muscles in the back. He really wants to focus on those rear rotator cuff muscles. Perfect. So I'm going to finish up there. I'll take that weight away from him. Alright, so we finished that, like I said, so just to warm it up. So that could also be an actual exercise for the rotator cuff depending on the weight you use. So obviously you don't want to jump up too high because it is a small muscle, mainly used for stabilization. So you don't want to be going too heavy, but 5 pounds just to get, blood flow into the muscle. As you work your way up, you could go to heavier weight, but I recommend that you don't for extended period of time, just for risk of injury. It is, like I said, a small muscle, so you don't want to injure it. So that's one variation. So that also works external rotation and internal rotation, because the dumbbell, it has weight on both sides. Whereas if we switch over to the cable machine here, which I'm going to have Mitchell demonstrate, just facing towards the camera if you can. This is just going to focus on the muscle being externally rotated. So he's going to start in that same position. He's going to pull to get some tension on the muscle. And he's going to externally rotate as far as possible. Slow back in and back out. Just like that. So again, he's trying to focus on keeping that muscle tight. This is our home gym setup, so that might be a little too much weight, so I'm going to have him finish just on that one. But just for demonstration purposes today, that's what we had him do. So again, you're keeping the muscle. It's on the eccentric, that's when you could get the full contraction. So the concentric, you're just letting it go. And then one more variation for that would be with cables. With bands. So all in the same deal with this one, I'm going to have Mitch grab. So all you're going to be doing is, with this one, your inside hand is just going to be stabilizing, and your outside is the one working on the muscle. So it's going to be externally rotating. So this one is an even better exercise. I recommend that people do most of the rotator cuff stuff with bands, just for the fact that it has constant tension on the muscle. So all I'll be doing with this, same deal. Bicep flex, 90 degrees, externally rotate out. I'm going to go ahead and have you step a little bit closer just so there's less tension. Again, this is just a warm-up exercise. I'm only having him do a few reps on this one just for time purposes, but normally I'd have him complete anywhere from 12 to 15 reps just to get, again, that muscle working. Again, so one more out. Try to go as far as possible. Externally rotate, slow back in. Okay, you go let it go. So yeah, that's my warm-up. So in the fact of this one, it's just working on warming up those muscles you're going to be using. So say if you were going to work back, you want to make sure those muscles are properly warmed, because your back muscles may be warmed because you did sets of rows, but those rotator cuff muscles might not be. So that's my warm-up for today. See you later.